But I mean, if you get rid of Liriano, there's a guy that you could bring up. You know, potentially could come in and win you 10 games, but the attitude's got to be right. Yep. And I guess he doesn't play Twins baseball right now.
Maybe some of the guys, Kyle Gibson. Any word on him?
He was lit up the other night. You know, still developing, still pretty young. No reason to rush him to the majors right now. And I don't want Kyle Gibson coming up here and being in the middle of the bullpen kind of guy. You bring him up and start him, or you leave him where he is.
What about Wimmers? Does he come up?
Wimmers, I heard that he's still down in A-ball, and he's still trying to fight it. His ERA, I believe, is over 5. I could be wrong, but he's struggling right now. First-round draft pick from a couple of years ago, Alex Wimmers. So right now, you look at what we've brought up from the minor leagues all year, the Tassonis, the Riveras, everyone coming in, they're doing an okay job. They're getting us by. Trevor Plouffe coming up out of nowhere. I think we got Babe Ruth from the minor leagues, his second home run in a week since being called back. But guys that we heard were kind of on a decline, all of a sudden, once they get to the majors, I think the bell's coming on for a lot of these guys. You know, like I said, Trevor Plouffe again, but pretty amazing what that guy's done. Ben Revere, you know, we already talked about him. Just, it seemed like they were unspectacular in Rochester, and they're doing major league level things when they're up here with the Twins.
Maybe this is kind of stupid, but maybe there is something to that Twins baseball mentality.
Right.
Where, you know, I go back to the Green Bay Packers. I don't care who they get, who they sign, who they draft. They're always good.
Right.
And it makes me mad.
Because they do their job, and they don't do more than their job. And you're right about the Twins way of baseball. Every time we get a guy like a Liriano on this team, it always seems like he wants to be bigger than the Twins way. Like, you got a Pavano who takes the ball every 5th day, goes out there, does his job, gives up 3 runs, doesn't care. You know,
that's a classic Twins baseball player.
Right.
So is Kadire, Morneau. There's a lot of guys that are classic Twins baseball players, but you know, maybe there's something to be said for that.
There is.
It seems to be working because I guarantee you, we're going to beat the White Sox.
Yes.
We're going to beat the Royals.
Yes.
We're probably going to finish ahead of the the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Now the only team we got to take down is Detroit, and look at Detroit's pitching and their lineup compared to ours. Now we have a pretty good lineup if everyone's healthy, all things equal, but Detroit's got some heavy hitters too, man.
They're Cabrera. When he comes to the plate, you get scared. I mean, at any pitch you throw this guy, he can take. Now, you look at the Twins, you've got Morneau when he's healthy, you've got Kadire, you've got Tomey, but other than Morneau when he's going very, very well, not a guy on our team like Miguel Cabrera. There isn't.
Absolutely not.
There's not that. We don't have that fear factor.
And we don't have that pitcher like Verlander that's going to come in, everything's going to be fine. I got this, guys. You don't have to worry about anything today because I'm pitching. We don't have that guy who's going to take the ball in Game 1 and Game 4 of every series in the playoffs and say, everything's fine, I got it.
Yeah, the streak stopper. When it looks bleak, yeah, here I come, I've got my cape on, I saved the day.
Exactly.
Right.
We don't have that pitcher. And they don't grow on trees.
No.
You know, and we're not going to trade for one.
No, because, now, talking about that, Ubaldo Jimenez is out there. And I've heard the Twins are interested in him. The Rockies are talking to different teams. The Yankees are scouting him right now. He was an all-star last year. Top of the line starter, not Cy Young-like numbers this year, but there's a bulldog type of guy. You know, Pavano isn't a top-line starter, but you need the Carl Pavano mentality in a guy with Liriano's talent.
I've heard they want a king's ransom for him, though, first of all.
Do we have enough to get him?
I don't think we have the assets to get him, and I think if we did, it would hurt the future quite a bit. You know what I mean? It would deplete the shelves.
Okay, how long are we waiting for the future?
I get it.
But I mean, I get not wanting to trade your process, but look at Milwaukee right now.
Because I'm sick of this team being cute as well, because it's been cute and fun and nice. It's been so nice winning the division. It's been so cute that they're playing so well and winning games because the 90s sucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sucked.
Yeah, the days of Matt Lawton and Rich Becker. Yeah,
I don't want to revert back to that. Right. And I'm afraid that if something like that happens, am I happier winning divisions and winning some games, or am I happier winning a World Series?
I would take the World Series because I lived off 91.
I'm still
halfway through the 90s, but yeah, Rich Becker finally got to me. Scott Staholiak finally got to me. I couldn't take, but you know, I'll take winning the World Series now because Morneau with his health issues. I love Justin Morneau. I mean, I got the jersey on right now. He is my favorite Twin, and other than Kirby Puckett and Johan Santana, probably my 3rd favorite Twin of all time. I mean, I love him, but how many years do we have to go through this before you go, you know what, time to cut the ties, time to move on to somewhere else. Time to move Mauer to
and
first.
maybe this sounds absurd. How old is he? 30? Is he
Probably 29, 30 years old, yeah.
So...
Yeah, but you got 3-4 years
and I was
left
going
in
to say
him.
4 more years. You're start talking about maybe, yeah.
But
maybe.
how short does the life expectancy get after all these injuries? You know, when does arthritis start in that neck injury? You know, when does the concussion come back after you slide in the second?
Yeah.
There's a lot of question marks with him. Jim told me this is it. You know, you might bring him back next year, but he's at the end of the rope. I love Jim Thome, like I said. Joe Mauer, he's got a 7-year contract. He's going to be here for a while. He's still going to be the cornerstone of the franchise forever. Kadire, if you do re-sign him after this year, 2 years, 3 years at the max. You don't want to stick too much money into, you know, an older player like that. Kubel's probably gone. Delman Young's probably around for a little bit. Carl Pavano's getting older.
Yep. I think we got to fix the pitching staff and address the pitching staff, and that's where this whole conversation started with getting Jimenez, you know,
right,
coming full circle. But I'm also afraid that Jimenez maybe isn't. He might not be the guy that we're looking for either. He may not be strong enough.
But
I'm not saying last year. Maybe it was how much of last year when he was 11-0 or something and had that minuscule ERA.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that was luck? How much of that was I'm in the right place at the right time and maybe I'm not this good because he's not doing it this year?
Well, how many times do we see pitchers, Carl Pavano being example number 1, LaTroy Hawkins being number 2, they have no success, Rick Anderson works with them, and all of a sudden, we've reinvented Frankenstein here. I mean, you telling me when we made that trade for Carl Pavano that you thought 2 years later he would be winning 16 games for you and being as good as he is? No, there's no way you would have thought that.
No,
you know, LaTroy Hawkins, we tried him as a starter, we tried him as a closer. This guy failed at lunch, that's how bad he was. And all of a sudden, we find a niche for him. Rick Anderson works with him, we get him going. Yohan Santana, a Rule 5 draft pick from Houston, we keep him on the roster, he struggles for a year. Rick Anderson says, you know what, we can make something of this guy. Relieve, throw him in as a starter. He wins 2 Cy Youngs. There's something about what this pitching coach and what Ron Gardenhire bring to the table that if Jimenez is already here, maybe we can bring him up just, you know, we can get him back to there, and maybe he's here for 4 or 5 years.
I agree. I agree. That'd be nice. I don't know if you're going to be able to resign him though either.
Well, that's another, yeah. How much money is this guy? And what, like you said, how much do you give up plus the millions of dollars? It's the Adrian Peterson conversation. Everyone would love to have him, but you got to pay him before you even get rid of him.
And I'd rather find a guy like a Jared Weaver or someone like that within our organization. That's the dream scenario, just like we found Yohan Santana.
Right.
But right now they're just not there, are they?
No, they're really not. We're going to take a short break here in Sports Underground. We'll come right back and we'll continue our Twins talk and then talk a little bit of Vikings. We'll be right back.